We need an assistant.
We are getting an assistant. We are getting the Pals is getting an assistant within the next 30 days.
You know what's funny? My friend messaged me today. She says, "Hey, like I have a reservation at King Tops. Like, she's like, are you coming downtown today?" I said, "No, I'm not. I have a podcast. Well, I am, but I'm coming for our podcast." And she's like, "Oh my God, podcast always. What's wrong with you?" And she's like making fun of me, joking. And then she goes, "Oh, like our podcast at work, we're actually looking to hire like a content manager." I'm like, "Us too, but except for we hired one and she quit before she even started. So kind of hard."
I actually have one that I don't think is going to be good for me personally, but I think she would be really good for the podcast. Her resume looks good for the podcast.
I know, but I feel like it's something we need.
We need like a third best friend who just happens to be really good at content. That's what we need.
Or someone who just has time for content.
No, because there's a difference between having time. I have time for content. My content just sucks. We need someone who's good at editing and like coming up with cool shit. You can be
good at anything if you have the time. You don't have the time to become better. Or if someone's good, it just makes it easier because they don't need the extra time. Yeah. But if we had the extra time, we'd be better. Like,
yeah, it just,
you know
it just
I mean?
Anyways, welcome back to the Pals podcast.
I was about to say that.
Okay, my bad.
No, keep going now.
This is another installment of the Pals podcast.
So Ricky's trying to do that to piss me off, but welcome back to the Pals podcast. I am your co-host, Danielle Galarno.
And I am your other co-host, Ricky Liordi.
Can I say something?
It's your platform. Go ahead.
Remember how you were like saying like, this is like maybe a year ago, maybe a couple months ago, don't really know, but how I should be going as Danny, and like how I used to get mad because like people who know me nowadays, I go by like, "Hi, I'm Danielle." And like only people from high school before, or that I knew since I was like for a long time, or people who I'm really close to, were allowed to call me Danny. Then you start introducing people as Danny. So then people from the podcast now know me as Danny. So I started signing off on emails as Danny. So now I'm going as Danny.
All right. So I'd like to officially introduce to you my co-host, Danny.
And that's a big step for me.
What in the world? Do we have to make an announcement when I transition to Richard?
Yes. Holy shit. Like you're already Richard on my phone. So, but like to the public, 100%.
Fair enough. Okay. Danny,
big step.
Who did we have on this week?
We had the Girls Next Door podcast. Oh my God. So fun.
Yeah,
it's actually nice having like girls on the podcast and not just like Ricky.
This was the first ever podcast, I think, ever, where we had 3 women and 1 man. Yes.
And it was like our first, I think, podcast collaboration, like truly like pals collaboration with another podcast.
They were great. Yeah.
It was so much fun.
You can tell why they got into podcasting too. Yeah. They're just like, they're 2 energetic, like little bundles of fun, and you can tell that they just love each other.
And it's just so funny to think, because like you'll hear it during the episodes, but like our stories are so different. Like you started this podcast with George, and the story itself was different, but it almost stemmed from the same place with them. Like they were both like manifesting, like let's do new things, let's do something different. That's how you and George started, but
they're also 2 best friends, right? They're sisters, but 2 best friends.
But it's also so similar, but so different. And then even the way like I got thrown into this, very different from the way they got thrown into their podcast. But in the end, like we're all kind of like working towards the same goal. And I think it's fun working with like other creators in the city.
Yeah, it's just cool to see how they approach podcasting as opposed to how we approach it. We're very different than
You'll see it during the episode. Like we talk about it, and me and Ricky are like,
like they have like pre-prepared questions. They like rehearse things. And me and Danny just like, fucking let's do this now. Let's go on.
We better be good.
Yeah, that's it. There's no retakes.
Then you see it.
There's no retakes.
Just like this intro.
No, this is great. I'm fucking loving this. We've got officially Danny now. That's what you should change your Instagram to. Officially Danny. I love that. Or not. Maybe not. Anyways, if you don't love it, that's fine. I just thought
really?
That was kind of cool. You're officially Danny now.
I used to have a fake account called
Officially Danny's fun. Like you're officially Danny.
The official Kelly Clarkson.
Did I ever tell you that was one of mine and Casey's trivia questions?
What?
Who was the winner of American Idol season 1?
Kelly Clarkson.
She had no idea. She's like, American Idol? What's that? I was like, you're fucking joking me. She's like, I know it's like season 20.
Aussie Vibes.
Yeah, anyways.
It's also our official announcement. No, I'm kidding.
No, we're not doing that. Anyways, Melina, Monica, thank you for coming on. The Girls Next Door. Guys, anybody listening, after you listen to this episode, go check them out, subscribe, like, follow their podcast. Great. I believe it's produced by Neighborhood Creative, which is like Ernesto and Anth, two also former pals. I can't say former pals. It makes it sound like we're not friends with them anymore, but we are.
No,
I just meant former
pals
guests. But that doesn't sound nice. Former pals guests? No, former pals. Previous pals. I'm on fire today.
Not really.
Previous pals, yeah.
All I know is that Ricky's on fire and the Leafs are losing, but we got to turn this around because we have some time. And I think everyone should just sit down, enjoy this episode because it was fun. So what do we say, Rick?
Let's fucking go.
Louder.
Anyways, girls, welcome to the Pals podcast. I feel like this is almost like a collab.
I know, it's kind of fun. It's our first like podcast collab, I think.
Well, I mean, we literally had someone on 2 weeks ago that has a podcast.
Who?
Nick Hill.
Okay, but like real estate podcast. I was gonna say
his
no.
Podcast did 1 million. I think he's like 80 episodes in, and he's done 1 million downloads.
Damn.
Wow. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
We've never done that. We've been here for 4 years.
4 years. We're literally 4. Okay, it's different because we don't promote the actual audio anymore. Like it's just like for us, it's all TikTok, Instagram, Reels. Like I'm sure you girls get the same shit. But to do 1 million downloads is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like
Good
I
for
don't know what you
That's
guys.
the goal.
1 million?
Sure.
You know, it's so funny though because to do 1 million downloads on a podcast is like huge.
Yeah.
You do 1 million views on a TikTok or an Instagram. Like,
Nobody
cool.
cares.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, it's the bare minimum.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, if I post a video and it doesn't do 100K, I'm just kind of like, okay, well that didn't hit.
Yeah.
Like it's just funny how you think about that. Why'd you guys start your podcast?
I was just about to ask
Were
that.
you?
It was already like the podcast, The Girls Next Door, was already created. I think there were 2 other girls doing the podcast, running it, and I guess
then-
something happened.
Yeah, Ernesto put out on his story that they were looking for 2 female talents, and in the podcast world. And I was like, well, I mean, we could try. Like, we've never done it before. All we've ever done is like TikTok, Instagram, and like that's it.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, oh, like whatever. Like, should I just DM him? And she's like, I don't think I can do it. Like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, let's just try. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Whatever. You know, it was literally the beginning of 2024, and we were like, had just made our vision boards, and we were like, we have to say yes more and like take every opportunity. So we were like being cheesy about it, but we were like, okay, like whatever, let's just do it. We ended up having to do like a whole like trial episode, and they sent us out for like street interviews.
Yeah, we must have went over the trial episode like 20 million times.
When I say we
Trying
rehearsed
to like rehearse everything we're fucking saying. We're like, Melina, you fucked up. Like, do it again.
we were sitting at our kitchen table in our like at our mom's house.
Yeah.
like sitting like in front of each other, just like 8 times, just in a row, like timing it.
Yeah.
'Cause there has to be like at least 45 minutes. So yeah, that's how that went. I guess it went well because we have a
Oh my god!
podcast now.
I would have like failed that in 2
Yeah.
seconds. If you made me try out to take over George's spot, I would have been like, "Bye, I'm walking out."
You would have fucked up for sure. Danny's like, if you tell Danny, like, if I didn't tell them who you girls were, if I didn't tell them anything, if I said, Danny, we have 2 massive guests coming on there, they've got a bajillion followers, they're famous, blah blah blah. Danny would sit here mute.
No, I wouldn't. I've been pretty good recently.
Or you have, but we're gonna talk about
At the
we're gonna talk about Ariana Abdul.
I was having a bad day. So I only started this last year because I was like their manager, I guess, when he was doing it with George.
I guess you were officially the manager.
Yes, for like a year and a half. And then I was doing like sometimes we'd have like pals episodes, so I was just on like a mic but behind camera.
But you were also on the mic during our episodes too. Just
Behind
camera.
camera. I just said that.
You said for the pals episodes, but you were on mic every episode.
Only towards the end though.
Yeah, okay.
But either way. So it finally came around and I was like, hey, like I'm an accountant. So I was like, hey, tax season, I'm not gonna start. Let's start in May. First episode I come back. I'm like, I need to be behind camera. So I sat behind camera and I was just like trying to pipe in. And like I couldn't pipe in. And then like they were looking over at me to talk and it was just like so awkward. So I'm like, hey Rick, you're right. right. I need to be on camera. I think the first episode I kind of just like sat there, and then it took me like a couple episodes in to actually get comfortable. But like some days you're just not feeling it.
Yeah, we had those days. Like
it happens.
sure. Like one day we went in and we filmed 2 episodes, and the first episode, like, it just, the conversation wasn't flowing. Like, we'd talk for like 2 minutes and then look at each other and be like,
Yeah, and
What's next?
if we do
Yeah.
episodes still where it's like just the two of us, like we typically do still rehearse them a bit. Like we're not
we
at the
pick
point.
out topics.
Yeah, we like
Not
have
rehearse.
a topic, not to like the extent that we did the first time.
Yeah.
But like we'll have like an idea and like a flow of like the conversation or like at least like where we want it to go. So we're like, okay, I feel like we're like on like episode 7. Like we can like maybe take it easy a bit. Like let's just like have a general idea and then like, you know, just shoot the shit. No, we sat there at each other and like the guy like behind the camera was like, "Are you girls okay?"
Yeah,
Like,
we
no.
couldn't figure out how to end the podcast. We sat there for, I'm not kidding, 20 minutes. We have the video. We're like, okay, say this, and we're like, say it, and we're like, no, we don't like that.
So, yeah,
It
we're
did
not
not
we're
go
not
good.
experienced podcasters yet.
But again, it's fun. Right?
Yeah.
Like the way I look at it, even when we've had episodes where the vibe is just not vibing, and then the guests come in and absolutely just blow our expectations. Like we've had some episodes where I was like, I was not expecting that. Like, thank you for bringing the energy, because Garrett was a great example of that. And you have some episodes where you feel fucking amazing. Like, we're going to crush this, and it just doesn't slap.
Yeah.
Like, and it's tough because while this is a hobby, it is kind of a part-time job too, right? It's not like you just come in here, you sit down, you record, and that's it. No, then like, I don't know about you guys, we do our own editing, we do all of our own socials, the posting, the commenting, and it's just like, it is almost like it's probably what each episode is a 4-hour, 5-hour commitment total.
It's a lot of work.
Between booking it, scheduling it, actually coming here, setting up, and our stuff's pretty easy now that we have this too. Like, we don't really move much, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
so one thing I guess for you guys, try to never do back-to-backs.
back-
Back-to-backs.
They're so hard.
Yeah.
Again,
Once we fucked up the first episode, the second episode, we were like, it's done.
It
Like,
was
we can't.
See, for us,
game
like,
over.
Did you release it?
No.
No, we didn't release it.
Sometimes I just feel like the second one, like you're just so tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter like what's happening. Like we had one the other week and was a great guest, and like we just weren't.
We weren't good.
We weren't.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's like one of our biggest guests.
Yeah.
And it's just, we weren't good at directing the conversation.
And
Because
it
that's our
happens.
job,
It's
right? Like,
hard,
you're-
though,
yeah.
Some days it was the second episode. The first episode, the guy brought the energy, and he's a podcaster.
Yeah.
It was just natural. It felt right. It was great. Second episode, we squeezed it in just because he was only in town for a certain amount of time. We're like, we have to do it. He's a big
Yeah.
guest. And we just didn't do a good job of conducting the conversation. Because as a host, it's not your job to be the star, but you need to
Yeah.
conduct the conversation and make sure you're pointing it in the right direction at all times. And we just did, like, it's tough when you don't get good clips. Like, when you're listening to the episode, I'm like, how the fuck did we screw this up? Like, not
Yeah.
screwed up, but like, when your
no.
mom's like, yeah, I didn't love that episode. Like,
You're like,
that's
"Oh,
how you know
shit."
you're like, all right, mom,
Oh,
like,
shit.
fuck.
Your mom's gonna be honest. So
Yeah, moms are always good.
The
Like,
most honest.
Yeah.
How do you guys like come up with like what you guys want to talk about?
I think that's like been like one of the hardest
Hard parts.
things because like we took on a podcast. So at first we had a lot of comments being like, oh, like who are these girls? Like what happened to the other girls? Blah, blah, blah. So that was like the first step. And then
Yeah.
we just kind of like did the first couple episodes of like people getting to know us. And then we finally had like a guest on, like the Madison twins. They're like TikTok creators as well. I think we're really proud of that episode.
Yeah.
And, like,
For
you
our
know,
first one, we were happy with it.
It was
Yeah.
good. I was just listening to it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we like we're happy with like the flow and like they also brought amazing energy, like so it helped us because like we obviously still get like a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Even with that one, like we had in our mind like a few questions we wanted to ask them, and then I remember like starting out the pod, we said like, oh, like introduce yourself, and they answered like a lot of the questions we already had. So we were like, in the moment, I was like,
We're panicking.
shit, what am I gonna say next?
Yeah.
But then it flowed. So I was like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, and I think kind of like we're still trying to figure out like what
Yeah.
the next steps are for the pod and like kind of where we want to take it.
Yeah, we do a lot of like polls on Instagram asking like what the followers want, and then we kind of base the episodes off of those as well for the personal ones.
Yeah, like our last one, we literally just did a Q&A and we just answered everybody's questions.
That's fun.
What's the end goal? What do you guys want to take? What do you want to get out of this?
I think the end goal would maybe be some sort of like sister clothing
Brand? Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of.
Yeah. Obviously, we want the
athleisure
podcast
wear.
to like grow more and then hopefully end in some sort of brand.
Or continue.
Not end, but continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was an interesting like
It's still, very.
opportunity. So we just kind of like throw ourselves into it. So I don't even know if we know what our end goal is or
Right
like
now.
it's
Yeah,
just
but
Figure it
that
out.
can also
Yeah.
change so much
Yeah.
too. But it's also good that you already have an idea of what you want because it'll just make it easier to get there.
Danny, question to you too. What's your end goal with the podcast?
Honestly, I just love meeting people
Great fucking answer, because that's mine
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
because I love like the people we have on, like it's just different guests all the time and like from different like walks. I don't want to say walks of life,
No,
but like
different walks.
Yeah.
100%.
everyone's just doing different cool stuff, and I just feel like we've built so many friendships off of it too now.
And
it's
Yeah.
cool.
there's times where I go to unfollow people on Instagram. I'm like, can't unfollow. We had them on the podcast, and I've got like, again, we've done 260 episodes, give or
Damn.
take. So
Wow.
you got to think about, we have a guest almost every episode. So
Yeah.
we've had about 200 guests. Like I have to think
That's
sometimes.
insane.
I'm like, wait a second, we had this person on the podcast, didn't we? Like that's a fucking Olympic gold medalist or Olympic whatever. Or this girl has a song that's on the radio. I'm like, wait a second, we had her.
Well, no, like I think
Yeah,
it
that's
actually
cool.
like especially with the musicians, I think it's so fun listening to the radio or listening to a playlist, and I'm like, oh my god, I was just with this person last week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like
that's
I'm like,
crazy.
holy shit,
Like
and
every
then I
time
just like appreciate things more now.
Yeah, every time I hear
Yeah.
Scared to Start, Michael Marchese, I don't know if you guys know that song from TikTok. Laid in the dead
Oh,
grass.
yeah.
near the
Oh,
stars,
okay, yeah.
Anyways,
Wow, you're saying.
we had him on the podcast.
I feel like I just.
And
saw
then when
it,
I
like,
hear the
cool.
song, like a friend of mine made a video and the song was in the background of her video. And I was like, I know him. Like I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We DM each other. Like, this is fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think, again, I love meeting people, and in what world or what capacity or what situation do you get to sit down with someone and have their undivided attention for an hour?
Yeah.
Like again, you have your phones on you. You're not going to pull out your phone in the middle of this.
Yeah.
No, but if we were like out there talking for an hour,
You
we'd
check
have
your
our
phone.
phones out,
Yeah.
we'd check
You say,
it,
oh,
whatever.
you hear it vibrating? I'm like, okay, is it my mom?
Yeah.
And even
okay,
just
cool.
like knowing that like they're coming out of like there's they don't get anything out of this.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're coming on their
Own time.
own time, like taking time out of their day. So like that's just cool to know also. So
So how is it working? Like you guys are sisters. First, does anyone think you guys are twins?
all the time.
Always. We always get that. Especially on vacations.
Yeah.
It's come to a point where we'll be like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
twins.
Oh, yeah,
We're
that's so
twins.
fun.
Yeah.
You know, you speak differently than her.
Do I?
Okay, but
Because-
on that note, people say we have accents.
Accents.
Yeah, you do. I was gonna ask.
I don't think you do.
I was
but
gonna ask
think
if you were
do.
French. Do you speak French at all?
You speak differently than her.
Me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We did this little thing with our dad, and we made him close his eyes. And then we have another sister. We all talked, and he couldn't guess our
Who was
names,
who?
right?
Like, he
Yeah,
didn't know
who's
who was
who?
speaking with his eyes closed.
Dad's just like, fuck this, man. I'm out of here. Fuck it, girls. Get,
But we-
I don't want to do another
we get
TikTok
that-
trend with
we
you.
get that we sound alike as well as.
Yeah, but yeah, that we sounded
Yeah.
like that we have some sort of accent, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
what
was
it
fully
is.
gonna ask if you were French.
No, we can't
No.
speak a word of French.
I
They're
can't
Italian.
speak French.
We're
It
Italian.
doesn't matter. You can still be Italian and French speaking.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
my
I'm
bad.
sitting right
I'm
here.
tired
All
of
my
it.
friends.
My bad.
Anyways, you just sound like you have a French accent.
Really? French?
You used to work at the keg.
Yeah, I used to work at the keg. I was like a waitress, and
You
every
like a waitress or you were the waitress? Like, there's a difference here. Like
I
the
was a-
waitress, like you basically walked around just like picking up, cleaning the table, or were you the waitress?
I was the waitress. And every single shift I'd get, oh, like, where are you from? Or they'd be like, oh, we just had a bet that you were from. We were betting like where you're from, and then I was like, I'm just from here,
But you
like.
got like New Jersey.
Yeah, I got
New
New
York.
Jersey, New York.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I don't hear
That's
that.
kind of fun. Okay, but I'm gonna go back. I was gonna ask, like, how is it? How do you think the dynamic is with you guys working together? Because like
Yeah.
we're friends, but like we've also like developed like kind of like a brother sister relationship, and like some days it's great.
Yeah.
Other days we could literally like rip our
Yeah.
like each other's throats out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had other people ask that as well, like if we've ever come into like, I guess, arguments. But like sisters, okay, yeah, like sometimes we fight, but I feel like it's gone to a point now at like our age, it doesn't like affect what we do.
You can kind of like jump back up.
Yeah.
I feel like
Like our fights are one minute we'll be like screaming at each other.
And
And
the
the next
next-
minute we're like, okay, do you want to go get a coffee?
Yeah.
We're
And I
like,
feel
yeah.
like because we like the pod isn't solely ours, like because we
Yeah.
are like working like
Under,
under
yeah.
and with people, that it's like this is still a job. So it's like if you're mad at me, like you're gonna
Suck
have
it
to
up.
suck it up and put on a face for this hour that we're recording. I
feel
don't
like we-
care.
But we've been like
Yeah, we've been pretty
so
good.
far.
We'll like argue with what are you wearing to the pod? And I'm like, I'm wearing this. She's like, I don't want to wear that. So that's like the gist of our arguments before the pod.
Yeah.
And you guys live together, right?
Yeah, we live together now.
I can just imagine this. It's like, bitch, I wanted to fucking wear that skirt.
Yeah, literally us the
We
other
argued
day.
about this last night.
Yeah.
As she was getting
I
ready
was
to go
wearing
out.
her skirt.
She comes in my room. She's like, "Can I wear your skirt?" I'm like, "You were just wearing my dress."
And she was just wearing my shirt the other day.
There you go.
We wouldn't even
That's
start.
what we argue about clothes.
See, at least we never have to fight about clothes.
I'm
Yeah,
wearing
that's
this
a good
sweater.
thing.
Yeah. But Danny also has this like one outfit she got for Christmas that she wears like 5 out of 7
Guys,
days a week.
It's an aloe leggings and a sweater. It's just because it's brown
Like, you can't miss
that he
this. It's like
that you
if
can-
it was
that he
black,
realized. If it was
nobody would
black,
say
no
anything.
one like I could wear these leggings every single day and no one would say a thing.
Yeah.
I'm in this brown outfit. It's just comfy and like
Yeah.
it's a set. It's
She wears it every
monochrome.
There's
No,
like
I
the
haven't.
sweaters you wear
Maybe
every
she has
single
multiple
day.
of them.
No,
Yeah.
I asked.
She has like 3 pairs.
I
Well, no,
asked.
but I also have like the leggings, a sweater, and then a matching bomber. So sometimes I'll wear the bomber, not the sweater. But it's just comfy and I like it. And then he just makes fun. So I was wearing it on Saturday or yesterday, and I was at the studio doing work. And I'm like, he's coming in. I was like, don't you fucking say anything about this outfit. Like, I don't even want to hear it today. And you didn't say anything.
And I didn't. You told me, you gave me a heads up, like, I'm not in the mood for it. I was like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, we're getting better.
We are. Who's a dream guest for you guys?
Dream
And
guest?
don't say Drake.
Yeah, not
No.
Drake.
Okay.
Honestly, not
I
Drake.
could care less, to be honest.
Yeah,
Okay, well, rude.
yeah
Rude.
Melina.
If Drake
chill
wanted to
there.
come on your podcast, you're
Yeah,
letting Drake on.
Drake,
Shut the
you're
fuck
more
up
than
here,
welcome.
okay?
He
Okay,
would
relax.
not be like my dream.
I know, but you would still be like,
Fuck yeah, that's right.
Obviously, really fucking cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
I don't know.
need a minute.
I feel like the thing with us is
And
that
then Danny, to you as well. Who's your dream guest?
I don't know. I told you this is like one of the hardest questions. Because like there's so many different like guests that I would want.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a couple. Tate McRae could be cool.
Yeah.
I think we grew up as like dancers as well, so we grew up watching her. I don't know if you know who Tate McRae
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, we don't live under fucking rocks. I
making
know
sure.
I'm over 30, but yes, I still know Greedy. Yeah, hello.
But I think like talking to her about like her career growing as like starting off as a dancer into like a singer now could be really cool.
That would be cool.
Who else?
You already gave your answer. You're done.
Yeah, Melina.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
Melina.
kidding.
Think.
I don't know.
Um.
I really like country music. So
Yeah.
maybe like Morgan Wallen.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, Morgan. I feel
See,
like he'd be good too.
I'd have
That'd be
so
so
Because
many
I feel like
questions.
he's one of the boys. At least
Yeah.
for me,
You
I
know
feel
what?
like
We've
that'd
had a
be
lot
fun.
of like up and coming country artists on the podcast.
Well, not
And-
only up and coming. We had some like that actually like won awards and shit.
Well, yeah, but they're always so fun. Like I think Corey Kent, if we had a longer time with him,
Corey Kent
it would have been
was
such a
great.
good episode. Because
Jade Eagleson was good too.
I
That
wasn't
was
here for
before
that.
you. James Barker Band. They would have
for
been
that.
good.
Who else?
Wasn't here for any of those, but cool.
I'm trying to think which.
It's
other
hard to think. Nate Holler.
Nate Holler. Yeah,
Like,
he was good.
Yeah.
Tate McRae, I think we almost had on
Really?
the podcast before
That's
she
so
blew
cool.
up. So we do a lot of
Damn.
work with Universal, Warner, and Sony. So like we're on their media list now. So when they do like
That's
their media
sick.
tours for their
Yeah.
people that come to town, and I think if we check our emails, like we had the like not the option, but it's like, hey, she's available for media. Please send in your request.
That's so
sick.
And
cool.
at the time, I don't think we ever did it.
Damn.
This was before Greedy though. So.
Yeah.
But there's like so many times too, like even like right before George left the podcast, we were supposed to have Renee Rapp on.
Oh, that's cool.
None of us though are like knew anything really about her.
That's a thing.
Scheduling wise, I know it's everywhere. Scheduling wise, it just didn't work out for us. We had to cancel it, and then a week later, she was on Caller Daddy.
Oh,
Right away. I said missed fucking opportunity. I have,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, we fucked that one up.
I was like, you guys really like remember
Yeah.
that like the guest is like who's important here,
Right.
not you guys. You guys aren't the talent. And then I think
Yeah.
from there we've like tried to stop saying no.
No. Yeah.
It's just tough because this isn't our day job. Like, just I'm sure you girls get the same shit. I don't. What do you guys do?
I work fully online, so social media.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, content creation.
cool.
I've coached figure skating, hockey, and
You were on Dancing with
Disney on
Ice.
Disney on Ice,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, and then personal trainer. So
Okay. So you guys both work full fucking time. So it's like
Yeah.
the pod is tough sometimes. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not just okay. Hey, you've got an hour in the middle of the day to get downtown and to shoot this, and then
Yeah.
you also got to pack up all your shit and shoot on location because the artist isn't leaving to hit the spot he's at. Right? Like
yeah,
sometimes it's tough, and sometimes like you just don't have the time.
yeah, for sure.
That noise was wild. I don't know what that was, but yeah. Wait, who was your dream guest? You didn't say.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh, Morgan
I guess.
Wallen?
I mean, if I had to
Morgan
pick one.
Wallen?
And Danny,
I think
yours? Oh.
Katy Perry could be cool.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah, she's just a fun girl.
She just like I feel
she's
like I'd be in a
crazy.
simulation the whole time.
She's like crazy. I'd be like
Miley
sing
Cyrus could be
fireworks.
cool.
Oh,
too.
Miley
Cyrus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus.
That would be an unreal pod.
No, that's Miley Cyrus. We
I
want
also
Miley
just like
Cyrus.
don't know like the vibe what the podcast would be.
with Miley.
With
Like
Miley?
would it be like chill or would it be like balls to the fucking wall?
I think it'd be like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's crazy.
if you could host, let's say, I don't know, let's say a big budget brand came up to you and says, "We want you to host a show. It could be anything, but it's got to be different and unique." Like the hot wings one, where they have to eat hot wings and like do an interview. What would your the girl who runs and interviews people
Oh yeah,
on TikTok?
yeah.
I love her.
I
DM'd
love
her.
it too. It's
Stresses
so
me
interesting.
so
I'm like, how is she running and talking to these people? Like
like
they're
short
dying.
And clearly,
They're dying. She's like, "What did you eat for breakfast?" And like fully not even like anything.
she speaks so
She's not
clearly
sweating.
while running. Yeah, I've DM'd her like 10 times. Like I love your show. I love this.
Where's she
concept.
based?
New York. I think. Yeah. Okay, so what would your unique show be?
Oh my.
You're really putting us on the spot
Danny
here.
too as well.
That's hard.
I have no talent, so
Well, you don't need to have a talent to do this.
Or even the guy that like asks how much they pay, like their rent is, and then asks to see their.
That one's sick too.
love that guy on
Yeah.
TikTok.
That's so
But
guys,
also,
let's hear it. Yeah,
what
let's
would you
okay.
do if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, can I come see your place?" It's always
Yeah.
sick places. How do
I'd
you meet
ask,
these
like,
people?
how many followers do you have?
Yeah.
Like, I want to make it worth
If
my
he
time.
showed like
if you got like
the
like
social
50K
proof.
followers, I'm like, it's not worth
Yeah.
it.
Have you seen the girl on TikTok now that makes rugs and she gets like free food and stuff from it?
No.
Like you know, like
No,
the
what?
tufting,
yeah.
whatever.
I did that one.
Yeah, I know, but she makes like rugs, and then she went to like, what's that? Yeah, let's just say Chick-fil-A. I don't even know if it was that. And she's like, "Oh, here, like I made you guys a rug. Like, can I have free food?" And then like she just switches.
No way. What?
Okay.
This is just so interesting.
Wait, back to the original question. 'Cause I'm so curious. Like,
Wait, what would be
yours
yours? Do you have something in mind?
Well, yeah, but I've thought about it though. That's why.
Yeah.
He did.
So if I did, I would want to interview people do crazy physical activities. So like, okay, today we're gonna train with, Penny Alexiak. She's an Olympic gold medal swimmer. We're gonna do her workout, and it's gonna take us 3 fucking hours or 4 hours.
Yeah, that'd
We're
be.
gonna make a 15-20 minute episode out of this 4 hours, and it would be hilarious because we'd be dying. And
Yeah,
like the idea is
that
that,
would be cool.
you have a very important person, you have a mega athlete, and then you have a normal Joe like me. I think it'd be a really cool concept.
Yeah, that's
That is
cool.
cool.
I've pitched it to a couple different brands, and I've pitched it as just like I will train with the athlete and just like do it. And I've got a couple athletes that have said yes to it. I need the money to make
Yeah.
the show or something, because I just don't have the time to do it. But one day I will. One day I will do this, and
Okay, I'm
I'll
excited
take
to see that.
really cool
Yeah.
people doing really cool shit, and we're gonna train with like mega athletes or
That'd be
something.
cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
What if you like had to like train with like a musician and they made
Fucking
you
right.
sing?
I would love it. Let's do it.
And you had to like go into the recording
Do, re,
studio.
mi, fa, sol, la. I'm the worst singer you'll ever see in your entire life. Like, the worst. Like,
No, I'm pretty bad too. so.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
okay, so now over to you, ladies.
Oh my!
Stop dodging.
I actually don't know.
Hard.
That's a hard question.
Put a lot of thought into that.
I didn't get
Yeah.
to practice this.
I mean, that's the whole idea of this. You don't get to practice. Okay, well, just think about what you do and what you love doing. So you figure skate, hockey, training. Maybe something you would teach people how to skate that don't know how to skate. That'd be fucking cool.
Skate.
Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, here and
Yes.
there.
Dancing with the Stars.
They have in the UK
you
skating
fucking
with the
pivot
stars.
away?
Yeah, skating with the stars.
My friends have been on that before.
Yeah, and it's
Dancing
really-
with the Stars. I
Yeah.
never heard of
And
that.
I started seeing clips on TikTok because this influencer I know in London was on it, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever because I'm obsessed with Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what yours would be.
Yeah.
You should teach people who don't know how to skate, teach them how to skate, and like interview them at the same time. I think that's a really cool idea.
That'd be cute. Yeah. It's just like it would suck if they're on their ass the whole episode.
I mean, it would make for
Yeah.
good content.
Yeah.
It'd make for good content.
True.
Imagine teaching Morgan Wallen how to skate.
There's a 0% chance he knows how to skate. 0.
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Why?
He doesn't look like he can.
Looks like he could play hockey.
I
He's
don't
kind of
think
like a hockey look.
White boy.
Yeah.
Hockey
Flow,
flow.
hair flow.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what? He rides horses?
No, I just don't see him being athletic, to be honest. Maybe he played football or baseball.
What if one of your athletes was a horse rider? Would you learn that for
Fucking right I would.
your? I mean, train. Do
Fucking right I would. Yeah, let's do it.
you have
I'm
any
in-
fears? What if they were like a you know those people? Oh, that guy. We
Yeah.
met a guy on the street
When we were doing street interviews.
and he
I
like
love that you said
hangs
that in
from
sync, too.
buildings and like jumps from them like
In Toronto.
like a crazy. Yeah,
just
it's
for fun.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, what if
That's
that was
pretty
his
wild.
talent? Would you?
Would you have to? Would you train with
If
him?
you were harnessed in, maybe.
Yeah, if I was harnessing him. If I
Okay,
can't
okay.
die, I'm okay with it. If I can like
Safety
roll an ankle or
first.
something, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down. But if I can die, yeah, I'm not down yet. I want to
Yeah,
make it
did
to at
you
least
say
like
yet?
60. Like that'd be ideal.
60?
Yeah, maybe 70 would be
60?
nice.
I saw someone on Instagram today, 110.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so what would yours be?
I don't know.
I feel like something with fashion could be cool.
I know, but that's like so hard.
What if
Fashion
like
is
you
so,
know like the
like-
way like they like asked to come in their apartment, like you ask like people like, oh, like
Their
can you come
closets?
style me, yeah, like
Or
style me
you
in
go into
your
your
closet.
closets. Show me
Yeah.
your closets.
Show me your closet and like let you style,
Style me.
them.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That's a
That'd
cool
be a
idea.
cool one. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
And you haven't seen
I
that
like
yet.
that, Emily.
Yeah.
Danny, what about you?
Don't even go to me.
Yeah.
I'm brain dead right now. So. Like I'm seriously like that's
We're all staring at her.
like, there's like literally nothing. What do you want me to say? Like I'm gonna sit right here and do exactly what I'm doing right now.
What do you like? What are your hobbies? Besides,
I don't even
podcasting?
know. I have no
Actually,
hobbies right now.
Someone, I was on a date and a guy asked me, "What are your hobbies?" And I was like, "Give me a minute. Let me think."
Like I truly like not even like when I was younger I danced and that was like my whole life.
Like when you're younger, you have all these hobbies. Then you get older and you're like,
yeah, but it was like
So
dance
you
was my
wanna-
whole life. Then like now I'm like here. I'm at work. I'm in school and I podcast. I don't have time for anything else.
Yeah.
So, but wait, let me rephrase the question because I've been on dates where I've asked people, what are your hobbies? And they're like, oh, I don't really do much. I'm like, okay, what are you passionate about? It's a different way of
That's a
phrasing the
good way
question. It
to
gives you
phrase
it gives
it.
you the similar outcomes.
Yeah.
But it's like, Danny, what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
Hanging out with my friends.
There you go. That's a hobby.
It's not a hobby.
Hanging out with your friends
That's
is
my
definitely a hobby.
life.
It's a hobby.
It could be. Yeah. I
A hobby is an activity you do that you enjoy. Isn't that what a hobby is?
I think.
Yeah. Well, I need to find a new passion.
What do you girls do in your free time?
Well, we're big on the gym. We like working out.
Do you guys work out together?
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's
Love that.
fun.
I started to go on runs with her, although I'm like
can't
dying
keep
in the
up.
back and she's like running off without me.
Have you guys
Yeah, I'm
joined
like
any
my
run clubs
pace
yet?
is slow. Let's go.
Not yet. We want to run clubs, Melina.
So there's
Yeah,
one
I
called
want to.
well, you girls are in the East End, but sorry if I said that. I wasn't supposed to. But
Oh, it doesn't matter.
yeah, there's one called Piccolo Run Club every Thursday. It's at a Piccolo Wine Club, Piccolo Wine Bar
Bar?
at John and Adelaide. You know where the Hooters is? Downtown. There's only one.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, you know the cinema, Scotiabank Theater.
Okay, yeah.
It's around the corner from there. They run every Thursday, 8:30 to like 9ish, 9:15. It's 5K
Oh.
run, slow, and then you get soup
Oh.
after.
Oh.
And it's a
We
it's a
should go.
nice slow run. You get a lot of lights.
Yeah.
It's very casual. There's people that really don't even run.
I've
They,
seen
they
that.
kind of fast walk.
Yeah, I see the ones on TikToks and it's just guys topless. That's why the girls go.
Well, that's what they say now. It's like that's what
I'd be
you
down for
people-
that.
I didn't say no to that.
Yeah.
Then why
I
haven't
can
you
make
started
that a
running?
hobby
I
real
don't
quick.
run. And
You
I
can
don't do
run.
that. No, I can't. I cannot run. I will
Running's
not
actually
run.
hard.
It, like,
I don't know how people do like.
I'll be broken.
There are people in this run club that cannot run either, but they try.
No, but like it's actually painful for me. So like, what's the point?
the speed walk.
I'd rather do that somewhere else.
Okay.
No, but that's just like my thing. Like I'm not a runner. I can't run. So let me like walk.
You girls should come then.
Yeah.
It's every Thursday, 8:30 till like after the soup and everything. You don't get another till like 10ish.
all right.
I'd be down.
Yeah, me
Yeah, it's
too.
good. It's really good vibes, good energies.
Right.
What else do you guys do for fun? What other hobbies do you have?
What else?
What else are you passionate about?
Really like hard hitting questions today.
I mean, these are literally the, like basic surface level fucking questions.
What are we
Oh my
Danny's
God.
like, God, what am I passionate about?
Stressed. I'm sweating.
Holy
Like,
fuck.
We're always down for a good shopping trip, you know?
Does that count?
Yeah.
Does that count?
traveling.
Winners.
Oh,
You know
traveling.
Winners?
Yeah, that's a good
Fucking
one.
love winners.
Yeah, we go there like every week.
Guys, it stresses me out so much to be in a Winners.
Oh my God, I love
I
it.
You
love
guys are
it.
so in sync too, because I have a great angle. Like, winner, really?
I just don't like when things aren't organized.
No, but I like going
But,
through
like,
everything.
okay,
'Cause
so I
it's
don't-
like it's like makes it fun. Like I find someone I'm like,
But
found
like,
it.
there's
I
no
don't-
Winners near me that were good.
I don't love like an uncurated like thrift store, but like a Winners, like when you're
Yeah.
like, oh, like the search is so fun. You get
Yeah.
your like little Starbucks before.
So apparently the one in Oakville is the best.
yeah.
Oakville,
Oakville,
you go to like
Oakville.
the,
I
the
saw
nice
some girl
neighborhoods.
find like YSL.
Oh no, no, my friend has
heels.
like Fendi shoes, purse, all
Okay,
these
Melina,
things.
we are going to
All her
Oakville.
jeans are like A Goldie,
Yeah,
like all these nice
yeah.
things, all Winners, and it's at the Oakville location. But you have to go on.
Oakville.
It's like once a month, and you have to go in
A
and you
certain
have to like literally
day?
like line up on the Saturday at like 8 a.m.
Damn.
Wait, what? I've never
Like
Okay.
it's insane what they get there.
Well, we're
Wow.
going, Melina.
Oakville Winners. Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to
Gotta
that
get guest
one.
list for it though. Danny's gonna show you.
Yeah, Maz, it's Maz.
It was massive.
It's Maz. All her designer stuff's all from Winners. Like how?
Yeah, it's crazy. What
All
you
her
found there.
belts, everything.
I'm like you though. I love like a mess. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
want to
like
be
it.
looking through it, like, fuck, they have this in a small. You think they got it in a medium or a large? Like, hey, excuse me, you got this in a large? I don't know. Check the large section. I didn't find it. Check the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that stresses me.
Shopping.
Okay, again, to all three of you, what brand would you love to work with? Either like content, podcast, anything.
Oh.
Damn.
Let's manifest this on this.
I think I would pick like a workout brand, like either like a Nike Gymshark, something like that I could like wear at the gym.
I feel like Gymshark's feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gymshark.
Like you should really manifest that. Is that on the
Yeah.
vision board, the 2024 vision board?
There is. I mean, I didn't put like a specific brand, but like I put like the
You should
workout.
write specific brands. That's what they say. You have to write your goals
Yeah.
and be very,
Very
specific.
specific.
heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, but like if I'm gonna be very specific, it's not happening.
You can't put that energy out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The negative energy.
I know. Sorry, guys. I'm really like bad energy right now.
Who would yours be, Danny? And then over to you.
How do you think?
Like a travel company.
Okay, like which one?
Like
Like we can get mono suitcases tomorrow if we really wanted to.
no. One hotel.
That's cool. That's,
That's
good.
cool.
That's
I
cool.
really like one hotel. Every single time I go, great experiences. And I'm gonna say that.
Have I told you I'm going to one hotel in Nashville?
That's where I stayed.
Yeah. So they followed me on Instagram, and I DM them like instantly. It's fun to have followers.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I tried getting us one hotel in London. You weren't cool enough, so maybe
Not
you should go to
cool.
Nashville.
So yeah. So before I answer it to you, what's yours?
I've always wanted to work with Steve Madden, like for shoes. I feel like they could be cool. But I don't
I feel
low
like that's a
right
good
now.
one. Is that what you're
like
wearing
that's
right
like
now?
a lower one.
Is that what you're wearing right
Yeah.
now?
Steve Madden.
Cool. And the New Balance. Are those the Dad 500s?
Yeah.
530s,
530, I think.
Yeah, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
The dad
I'm
shoes.
shocked you
The
didn't know
dad
that because I didn't know
shoes.
that.
The
I don't
dad
know.
shoes. It's either the New Balance ones or the Nike Monarchs.
I don't know. Trying to think clothes wise.
I could say like anything. That's the thing. Let's go. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Like I want Prada.
Yeah, like any.
Like
me right now,
designer
Dior.
wise, like yeah, Prada, Dior.
Like any of those. Sign me up tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Aloe. Yes.
Nike
Nike's
would be cool. Yeah,
Nike's cool.
What about
Okay.
you?
Crocs.
Crocs.
That's like pretty feasible.
Like
Crocs.
Crocs and Kernels. I don't know how I haven't
Yeah, but like,
manifested
Colonels,
those two.
didn't they comment on your?
Yeah, like they comment on my shit a lot, and I'm just like, what the Kernels? Let's almost do it.
Let's
for free.
collab.
Like, let's do this. And when other people got sent the McDonald's Crocs, I was honestly offended.
the McDonald's
them?
Crocs.
I didn't get them, and I'm like, I feel like I should have.
Yeah, but maybe you don't get them because like there's someone at that company from their PR team that just doesn't like you.
I mean, that's very true. But let's think about it. Most people on the PR team and the marketing team are which gender? Female. What are 90% of my followers?
Yeah, but maybe that's why they're like, oh, this guy's cocky and stupid and like Has a high big ego.
My content isn't cocky stupid. It's lighthearted, cheeky.
Hey, I'm just
Like
playing
who
devil's advocate.
messaged me when one of you commented on one of them? I'm like, was it you? Yeah. And I was just like, I literally just messaged your sister to come on the podcast
Yeah.
2 hours ago. It was like so
Yeah.
funny, like small world.
It's funny.
Actually, one of you, and I don't know which, because I followed both of you at the same time. One of you had a really funny Instagram story. When was it? Maybe a week ago. Like someone like there was a hater or something, and they're like, "You guys only have followers because you have big boobs."
Yeah.
And one of you's like,
It
"Well, at
was
least
me.
I got big
Posted it,
boobs, right?"
yeah.
I was,
I was like, well, gotta use what your mama gave you.
I literally,
Yeah.
I think I was drinking water and I almost spit it out. I was like, "That's a fucking like."
That's good.
That's one thing that
got in
like
some we got in a
interesting
lot of
comments. I fucking love them. I'm like,
Yeah.
keep them coming.
I
It-
fight
it
I
li-
back in the comments. Like,
Me too. She's like,
religiously.
stop
She
answering. I'm like,
fights back.
It
I'm
helps
like,
the
just leave
engagement.
it.
that's what I said.
Like I've been in some fights. Someone will be like, "Well, you're such a fucking loser." I was like, "Oh, am I? Like, do you know me personally?"
Yeah.
Like, no, but I just feel like you're a loser. I'm like, "Oh, why do you feel that
they know
way?"
the truth.
It's always the profiles with no profile picture. no
User
freaking-
789. Like,
it's
shut
always
up.
them.
It's always so funny too. So like once, maybe so I do a lot of get readies with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get ready with me after the first scene is basically me topless, pants going on, right?
Yeah.
So and body types change throughout the year,
Yeah.
as you can all imagine.
Yeah.
So some days like my abs aren't abby that day, right? They're just the abs are not abby.
Yeah.
And people literally comment like, "What happened to your abs? Where they go?" And I literally save the fucking comments every fucking time because I know when the abs come back and the abs are fucking abby,
You're gonna reply to
I'm
that
responding
comment.
to user 397 blah. I
They're
literally
right
think-
here.
I literally think I did it the other day, and I'm like, I'm taking this down soon, but
You
fuck
literally
it.
did this last week.
Well, there was someone that said it's like, you think you're hot shit, but you're balding and got veneers or something. And I was just like, oh, I'm balding, am I? Okay. I'm balding, am I?
That's so
And
funny.
veneers, by the way, they're real, so suck a dick. Like, don't care. Or they
That's
called me,
Melina.
or they
She
called me
responds to
short. So my
them.
bio
Yeah.
says like shorter and uglier in person. And someone's like, yeah, you're probably some 5'5" loser, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to do this. Stood you know, like the gas stations, how they have like the measuring tape on the side
Yeah.
for people who rob them. I literally set up my fucking camera on like a table in the gas
That's
station and
jokes.
stood beside
Hold
it.
up for a second. That's why they have those?
Yeah, I never knew that either.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What?
So any gas station convenience stores, they'll have a measuring tape beside the door. So when people fucking rob them, they can give a good description on how tall they are.
They get
I did-
robbed that often?
Yeah.
Well,
What?
like in the States, it's like gas stations get jacked all the time.
Is height really that important?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
It's like the second thing they mention after skin color.
I guess.
We have a white male, approximately 6 feet tall, skinny build,
I know, but
wearing
there's-
this.
Oh, I
Sorry,
guess.
I'm just like really flabbergasted.
didn't know this?
No.
I didn't know
Fun
that.
fact.
We're just girls.
We don't know this thing.
We're just girls.
We don't know this.
Best excuse of the day. But yeah, anyways, that was a really funny comment. I think I was drinking water. I spit it out. I was just like, I fucking love
Wait,
it.
this is our first episode, Majority Girls. Kind of love it.
You know what? So
Yeah.
we've been saying on our pod too.
Oh my God, so
I've been
much
telling
fun.
Danny,
Come
so
back.
I've done episodes alone. Not done. I know probably like 20 out of the 200 I've done alone. Maybe 15. And I've been saying, Danny, I'm like, Danny, you should do an episode with women because like a lot of things you really care about, I don't give a fuck about, and I don't want to talk about.
That's
on
my
the podcast.
passion.
Reality TV shows.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's my thing.
yeah, that is your thing.
Obsessed. There's not a reality TV show I don't like.
So she'll come to me and be like, "Oh my god,
You
you have
just
to hear what
talk
happened
about-
on Vanderpump Rules." So I was like, "Danny, the mental capacity I have today, I don't want to be using it on this." So I'll like politely f off. I
No,
don't.
but
want to
even like certain times out of the year, well, especially I love Dancing with the Stars.
That one's so good.
We like
We
I,
can't
like,
record on
can't
Tuesdays
record.
between 8 and 9 because that's so
Mondays.
sorry. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Now it's on Disney Plus, so it's
I'm like,
easier.
fucking-
But like I used to like literally be like, no, we're not recording today, and like, or I will not come.
That's fair.
What?
Fair.
What?
That is. It is.
You literally just talk about you guys are fighting some days and you have.
Bachelor.
The Bachelor I don't get into anymore, but like
No?
any other like Bravo show.
Oh,
Obsessed.
What about-
Okay, ladies. So all three of you again. If you could be on one reality show, what would it be?
I think I would pick The Bachelor.
Bachelor,
I feel like you
probably.
girls could get on it. Are you guys both single?
Yeah.
Have you guys applied?
No, I
You
think
might
I'm
be too young. Yeah, you might be.
No.
But 24 is a
20?
great age.
20,
And you
I'm
have-
pretty sure. Like, it depends.
No, because
I
you
guess
have
it
to,
depends
they
who the
drink
guy is.
and they drink.
Like,
Well,
hey,
once
in
I'm
the
21,
States and after,
yeah.
but like
You guys should
I feel
apply.
like 23 to like 28. are,
Did
like,
you
the-
see the recent one? Sisters went on, and it was so
That
weird.
was so, I wouldn't want to
That's
go
like-
on
I would
with
never
her.
do that. Like you're making out with the same guy,
I'm like, if you
Well,
kiss
also,
him
like,
first,
when
then
they've
he's
been-
yours.
or
there's
you're
been
like
actual
dating the
twins.
same guy.
Yeah, that's
weird.
weird.
That is weird. 100%.
Yeah.
That's
But
fucking
there was that Netflix show that came out was like siblings,
dating and
Dating
related.
and related.
Dating and related.
And you
or
have to like
something.
be like a wingman, wing
Yeah,
woman
see, we
for
can
your
do that.
sister, and like you guys both have to
That
like
could be
match up,
cute.
obviously, with different
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And I would trust her.
Yeah.
we know each other's types, so
Although we're toxic for each other. When
Yeah.
we,
yeah.
Have you guys ever set each other up?
Mm,
It might be hard for you to set
I don't
her
think
up.
so.
Not really.
Yeah,
I feel
because like
you
my
could set
friends
her-
are younger.
Yeah.
You no,
not really, no.
we don't really have like a lot
This
of
has
guy
been like
friends.
our first, like we moved in Toronto in December, but like before that I was away traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our first, like gonna be our first summer, like really like spending the whole summer together and like
Mhm.
In
living
Toronto?
together
Yeah,
in Toronto.
You guys
yeah.
haven't had a good summer in Toronto yet?
No,
No.
we've
Some-
Just wait, it's
Toronto
the best
summer.
thing ever.
yeah.
Toronto
So
summers are literally
Yeah.
fucking
but I feel like
Can't
people
wait.
like
no,
are
it's
like
the best.
skewing my like what I think. Like see Toronto people are like, oh like Toronto sucks. Like you guys just
Yeah.
hype it up.
No,
Like
Toronto. Look, I'm the biggest Toronto hardo. I have a fucking tattoo for Toronto. Like I love it. I used to love this city. The last few years, I feel like COVID really did a toll on the city. Like it
Yeah.
really, really did. And the politics behind it and a lot of the people in Toronto and just a lot of what happened in the last few years have sucked. Like I'm the happiest person you ever fucking meet in your entire life. And this January, the lack of sun got to me for the first time. I was just like, I'm not as happy as I normally am. But summers in Toronto fucking slap like anywhere else in the world.
I'm excited.
Like summers in Toronto are comparable to any other major city in the world. Every day you go, if the sun is out, go to Trinity Bellwoods on any day of the week. Doesn't matter what
That's what I
day.
was saying. I think that's one thing that COVID did do right for the city was parks. 'Cause parks were always there, but I feel like everyone had to take advantage of it because you couldn't do anything else. And that's one thing I was actually saying. Like, I want more parks this year. I loved it. I had so much fun. You just sit there and you can do whatever.
Well, do you remember during COVID? Like I was telling my friend this the other day, there were like if you got a table at Trinity Bellwoods on a Saturday or a Sunday on a sunny day, that was like the hardest rezo in the city to get.
Yeah.
Like never mind fucking Black and Blue or whatever they're called, whatever these steakhouses are, you know, Cafe Rene. No, fuck that. A table at Trinity Bellwoods or Strawn Park,
Stanley Park.
on a Friday, Saturday or Sunday was you were it.
I'm excited.
yeah, I think that like
You girls are gonna love it.
Yeah.
And like even just like taking advantage of like concerts like on stage.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing better than like having like a patio day and then ending up at Bud Stage at night.
fuck
like there's nothing better.
We're going to see Tate in I think it's
July.
Budweiser.
Yeah, July 27th.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her on the pod for that.
For that
Yeah,
specifically.
That'd
So I'm
be
like that
sick.
date is in my head.
Yeah, we fucked up a couple of episodes recently where we were in talks with like management to get them on, and we just missed the fucking mark because we just forgot about it. But yeah, Tate McRae's on the list. Who else? Who's the pretty girl? Madison Beer.
Oh, Madison Beer.
Yeah, we want to get her on too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. What TV show would you be on? Sorry, Dan.
Summer House.
Summer House.
Summer House.
What would your role be in Summer House?
What is that? What is
It's a
Okay.
Bravo show. Like they basically that.
No, but we had a guy on it from that. That's cool.
Shut the fuck up.
Didn't we?
Yes, but
Luke? Eric?
yeah, Luke.
Luke.
I love. It's basically they just like spend the weekends in the Hamptons,
Oh.
like party and have fun.
Oh, I mean
okay.
that sounds
Live in a house,
yeah,
drama. Then they go back
sounds
to New
fun.
York during the week.
I might.
But
Sounds
I love
lovely.
it.
I might be going to the Hamptons.
When
I'll tell you off.
are you going?
I might be going to the Hamptons. We'll talk about it offline.
My favorite place in the world.
Okay, Summer House is your show.
Yeah, I would be on Summer House. Southern Charm maybe, but that'd be like number 2. Real
She's
Housewives
got
of
a
Beverly
list.
Hills. Actually love Made in Chelsea. Put me on that show
Okay, cool.
with the older people.
Cool.
I've thought about this. Dancing with the Stars actually. Ha! Any day. Put me on.
Dancing with the Stars.
Okay. To you girls, Danny, not to you. Well,
Like shut up, stop talking.
no. Well, you can
no,
answer
it's
this too. If you girls could do any one job in the world, and money is not a factor in this job, like you're gonna make $1 million a year no matter what you're doing. You can do any one job in the world, and money isn't an issue. What are you doing?
I'd be something like
I love how you're thinking though. I really do. You put the mic down. You're like,
because
like
brain,
I
give
feel
me
like
something.
There's
Money's
like,
do I go, like,
do I go? Yeah, it's
2
like,
routes where I'm like saving people's lives and like making a difference in the world, or am I just like
What
my
is that?
dream job when I was little was to be a fashion designer? Like, do I go that route?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's up to you. Where it depends where you are in your life right now. 24 years old. What matters more, like doing your dream job or saving people, right?
doing my dream job.
Same, 100%.
Yeah. I probably
So
would-
wait, yours would be a fashion designer?
Yeah.
Cool. What kind of clothes?
I mean, I think like I would want to do like runway, like
Oh, yeah?
like crazy shit.
Female, I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
female.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And you,
I'd
Sarah?
probably do like modeling or something, or like a professional dancer, like Dancing with the Stars, like that kind of vibe. That'd be
Okay.
cool.
Danny, I guess over to you. What would yours be?
This is too long of a pause. I don't know.
Do you have one?
Yeah,
I'd host a TV show. I'd be a host.
TV show?
That'd be cool.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
From
I could see myself.
I've
doing
always really wanted to work for the NFL.
that. You'd have a real job? Like a normal job? What? Money's not an option, and you're gonna have a normal job and work for the NFL?
I've always really wanted to, but I also like want to do like a really stupid but something fun. I don't know.
The whole idea is that you do something fun.
It has
Money's
to.
not an
It
issue, right?
it'd have to do with me like something like I'm traveling, but I don't know. I don't know what.
Like a flight attendant? No.
No.
'Cause that's
Yeah,
work.
no.
That's
And I have to
Flight
talk to people.
attendant.
Yeah, right.
See, Danny will make comments like this, and I'm like, sorry, why are you on this podcast again?
I have to talk to you, talking to
people.
Um,
You know how many times we'll have people.
and like I literally just said like I love meeting people.
It's funny. Some episodes she'll be like, so what are we talking about today? I'm like, I don't know, Danny. This is interesting. This is kind of half your job too, right? Like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know, Danny. What do we plan to talk about every time we sit down?
that's kind of me. To Melina.
Yeah, that's I plan everything. Or even if we're like gonna go on vacation, I'm the one that's like booking the restaurants 3 months in advance. We're gonna
I just show up.
hit this spot, then walk here because that makes the most
I
sense.
plan everything too.
She just fucking shows up. Oh,
I plan
Take my
everything,
Instagram
yeah.
picture.
I feel like there's a TikTok trend that was like this. We all have that one friend that plans everything, and that other friend that's just like in the
Yeah.
background
Yeah.
enjoying life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
You know what we should do, right? And we're gonna do this. You know those like TikTok trends where it's like, who's the sister that does X, Y, and Z?
Okay.
So Danny, I'm gonna think of one question while I'm thinking one and asking. You think of the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
People just got like ready. We're like, okay, let's go.
Ready?
Okay.
We're just saying who's is who, right?
Well,
Who
so
we
you like
think,
you
who
point
we
to it, yeah,
think,
who
we
you
point,
think,
okay.
right? So
All
you
right.
just point.
All right.
Actually, close your eyes and do this too, so you guys
Oh,
don't
okay.
cheat. Okay. Who's the sister that mom likes more? Okay, Danny, you're up.
Who's the sister that steals the most clothes?
Okay. Who's the sister that is a liability when you go out? Okay.
I need to switch that one.
Who's the smartest sister?
Okay. Fair enough. Who's the sister that you would want to date your brother? Like if I wanted someone to date my brother. No, whoa, whoa.
That's a good question.
No, if-
oh my
if-
God, rephrase that. Don't even try to justify
want
it.
to date
our
Rephrase it.
If one of you is gonna date my brother, my metaphorical brother,
Okay.
who would it be?
Well,
Oh,
it depends.
Yeah, like
How old is
what,
he?
yeah, what it like.
It's like those questions, like you know when they ask like
Not a
players
good
on the
question.
football team, like so it's like, well, who would you want to date your sister?
Yeah,
but we're
sisters.
That's not a good question.
Maybe it works out better for
Next.
sports. Okay, Dan, you're up. Go.
No, you have redemption. Now I just like froze.
You said smarter. Who did better in school? Who's gonna make more money when they're older? Wow. Okay.
Actually, that was in my head too.
Yeah. Shut up.
It was.
Who is more likely to get arrested?
Oh wait, actually no.
Oh, she's thinking about it. Uh-oh.
Because like you're like you don't give a fuck. You're just like I don't give a fuck. Like sometimes you're psycho behavior.
Okay, who's most likely to get into a fight?
Oh, it depends. Depends. I did not. You did.
So we know what like a waitress is like. What does almost getting in a fight look like?
Me and my cousin are trying to go to the bathroom. In Paris, Texas, when it gets crowded,
Yeah.
it's like you can't move. And there was like a couple making out right in front of the hallway to the bathroom. So my cousin taps like the girl and she's like, "Oh, like can we just get by?" And she turns around and goes like, "Bitch, don't touch me." Or something like that.
Oh,
and I
I've watched
said,
it.
"Excuse me?" Then they go back to making out and I was drinking, right? So I was already heated. I was like, I put my hand like against the guy and kind of just shoved them, like moved them forward. I didn't push hard, just like a little,
Friendly nudge.
And he got mad. He turned around and he came at me, and then his fist was up, and I said, "Buddy, hit me." And I was going like this, and then a guy standing in front, like in between us, and yeah, I would have hit him. He was small. He was a small guy. I was like, I could have taken you.
Short king.
He was a short king. I could have taken him.
I wish this happened now. It's a good
story. Yeah, I wish I could have hit him.
You know what? You
but
never
it's
like
fine.
actually. My cousin, someone came up to my cousin in Muskoka at the Key, like I guess 7-8 years ago now. We fully still don't know the full story. So Maddie, if you're listening, sorry. But someone punched her in the face and she had to get stitches on her eyebrow.
Oh my.
Maddie.
That's
Not wild.
unfortunate. Yeah.
So you just never know what someone, and it was a girl
Yeah.
and just came up to her. Apparently a
Exact-
girl came up to her and punched her. I'm like, you definitely said something.
Yeah.
My cousin can get
happened.
mouthy when she drinks. So it's like,
It's so funny because so many parents are like so worried about like going out in downtown Toronto, like, oh, there's all these fights, and like people
Yeah.
get stabbed and shot. I worked in nightclubs when I was in my 20s. I've been out in downtown Toronto over the course of the last 15 years, give or take, probably about 500 times. Honestly, about 500 times. I've never been in a fight in Toronto. I've never even been close to a fight in Toronto. If you're trying to find a fight, you can find a fight. If you're not trying to find a fight, you're not going to find a fight.
Yeah.
And I've always said this. If you get in a fight, there's no winner. Because if you win the fight, so there's two options. You win the fight or you lose the fight. If you win the fight, you can potentially kill somebody and you're fucked. Or you get kicked out of the club. Either way, that's an L. If you lose the fight, you could either die or you get beat up. So you lost too. And no girl's ever like, oh, that guy just whipped that guy's ass. I can't wait to take him home. No girl's like, oh, that's so fucking sexy. That man just beat up that other man. Like,
Yeah,
ooh,
no.
yeah, let's go fuck. Like, doesn't happen. That's not how the world works.
I never had like a friend group either. Like I didn't have friend groups that like were big fighters.
And I know people that fought like once every 6 months.
No, like I
like,
heard that
big
too. But like I
brawls.
just have never been like none of my friend groups have ever been fighters.
All right. Have you girls been in a fight at a club?
No.
No, that's the closest
but
she's
no.
gotten. But
No,
no.
Who drinks more on the weekend?
I say like we mostly go
We
out
go out
together.
together,
So
yeah.
if we're
Are you
gonna,
guys besties?
But
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are,
We're
yeah.
besties.
You guys, your eyes both lit up at the same
I
time.
think
It's
I
cute.
think you could drink more than me.
I think I have like a more tolerance than
Yeah.
her. Like it takes 3 shots and she's like, I know when Monica's drunk. Like something goes off in her eyes and like I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, we're not getting home tonight.
Yeah, for some reason when I get drunk, my drinks will be like done in like 2 seconds.
That's another thing. Like as
So, like-
once she like hits a point, like I'll like pass her a drink and and she's done. And I'm like, oh, all right.
I feel like you don't like holding a drink.
Her first
Yeah, I
time out in
know.
Toronto was
Where'd you go?
we were.
Oh my god, where were we?
We were at door 3. I don't know why that was the
Yeah.
choice. Our friends were there.
Does it still exist?
I think so.
Yeah, that
think
was a
so.
bad night. I just turned 19.
She had just turned 19.
Sorry, Mom.
No, Mom knows.
Yeah, she knows the story. I
We
came home.
We were living in Brampton
Yeah.
with her, so yeah, she like I could see her eyes going off, and I was like, why don't you go like sit in the booth? I mean, maybe I should have guided her there, but she fucking face plants on her way there, like into the booth, like on the
Welcome
floor
to
of the
Toronto.
club.
Yeah, I was
Um,
gone.
My 19th
Yeah.
birthday, I got 13 staples in my head.
No.
Yeah,
Oh my.
I fell off a raft at Veld.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Like just like, and I wasn't even that drunk either. But it was right before Calvin Harris, and I literally was on a raft, and then it just tipped over. No concussion, nothing. I went to OVO the next day.
Stitches. Oh my
Stitches.
gosh. That's insane.
I've never had a crazy like bad. I mean, I got kicked in the face once,
Oh.
but like it wasn't really my
On
fault.
purpose?
Was it? Not really, but.
No.
Long story short, we were in a music festival in Zurich, Switzerland. The guy had a pinata. I went to grab the pinata, put it in the middle of this like mosh pit. Some guy went to kick the pinata, but while I was still placing it, and his shin just like took off my nose, like literally took off my nose.
Ow.
So like instant just blood everywhere. And I've never really been in a fight outside of this one time. And I was a little bit bigger at the time too. And I'm like no shirt on, like at a music festival, like in a rave, just blood everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh my.
Like literally everywhere. I just look up and I'm like, you just kicked me in the face. And the kids, not even kids, like this smaller man than me. I was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, fuck it, punch this guy in the face. His buddy's like, no, it wasn't him, man. I was like, then it was fucking you. Punched him in the face. At this point, and I've never hit anybody in my entire life. Like, outside of like, I had one hockey fight, like a small hockey fight, like 20 years ago. I've never punched anybody ever. And I'm just looking around, I'm like,
Punching.
where's
everyone.
George? And everybody's looking at me because again, I'm in the middle of this mosh pit covered in blood, like just like look like I'm fucking just, where are my friends? Yeah, and then my buddy kind of like fixed my nose. My face was swollen. And
Oh
my. Nose was noticeably broken after that. So,
damn.
fun fact.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. It kind of made me get the nose job I should have got when I was younger. So. I mean, it all worked out, right? Silver lining.
Yeah, we won.
Did either of you guys go to college, university?
No.
Well, didn't you go for?
I went to Ryerson for a semester,
A semester?
and then got my contract with Disney on Ice, and I was like, well, goodbye.
What was it like going on Disney on Ice? It's like the one show that comes to Toronto all the time, and I never attend.
Wow, that's good.
Sorry, yeah, that was rude. Yeah, my bad.
All right.
Yeah,
what
do you have
it's
against
not-
figure
Those
skaters?
actually like
It's
wild.
not my.
to
It's
say.
just sorry. It's just not my shit. Like,
Maybe when you have kids, then it will
when I
be
have kids,
your
I'm
shit.
sure I will be front row with Mickey Mouse ears on and just ready to fucking whatever they do there. I'm all for it.
Whatever they
So what's it like?
like being on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 19 years old, like goody two shoes in high school, so I'd never really drank or done anything. And then all of a sudden, I was 19 in Europe with a bunch of Europeans who've literally been drinking since they were 16, doing all sorts of drugs. So it was great.
What was the highlight of it?
The highlight is definitely like everything I saw. I mean, like I think almost 26, 27 countries with them. Like we were in Norway, we hiked mountains, we spent a night in the desert, drunk, like driving ATVs around. Like I saw Dubai, just everything. And I think the people that I met too, a lot of my friends unfortunately aren't in Canada at all. So, but I think it's cool, you know, whenever.
How long did you do it for?
3 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So, yeah.
That's like a cool.
Did you ever like
thing
try to go to
say.
the Olympics or anything with figure skating?
Yeah, I think obviously like when I started, that was obviously like my goal to be an Olympian, as every hockey player wants to be in the NHL, whatever. It's 1 in a million. I definitely didn't have the mindset to do it. I was just very insecure. Yeah, I mean, my coach would always tell me you have the talent, but you're just mentally like, and like looking back, I wish I could go back now and like, obviously everybody says that, and just not care about other people's opinion and just skate for myself. Because I really didn't have any much like external pressure. Parents were great, always supportive with it. It was everything that I placed on myself in the sport. But once I kind of got to like 18, 19, it was either go to university and like I could still try to pursue skating, but there's a very short window of like, you're going to be a professional athlete or like you need to be realistic with yourself. So that's what my coach was like. I was in school, but like not super happy or like felt fulfilled. So my coach was like, try out like auditioning some Disney on Ice or either like cruise ships. So I sent out a couple auditions, heard back from Disney the same day.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, I think that's a sign.
Yeah.
Same day.
Yeah, that same day.
That's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah. So I think it like that was also very rewarding too, because like I did dedicate a lot of my life to the sport, and then being able to like make money at doing it and performing and traveling was pretty cool. So yeah,
It's definitely awesome.
yeah.
Definitely awesome.
I never got to play in Toronto though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been there anyway. No, I'm kidding. Do you know, it's figure skating is one of those, not figure skating, any sport in general, when you talk to people that like had a lot of talent like growing up, and they always say like, if I had the mindset I have now,
Yeah.
because you know there's so many kids that like dread going to practice or dread going to like training sessions. Now it's like we're adults and we pay to go to training sessions.
Yep.
Like, and we pay out of our own money. But like when we were kids, mom and dad paid for everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dryland? I don't want to go to Dryland. Now here I am fucking paying $80 for someone to train me, even though I
Yeah.
know what to do. I need someone to yell at me a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, and I'm paying $80 out of my own pocket
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
like, why didn't I have this mindset when I was 16, 15?
Yeah.
Doesn't that like also like the people who are at the top of their game? That's what sets them apart from us. They had the mindset then.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fair. Fair.
Because if everyone had that mindset that we have now, then like what?
We'd all be Olympians.
Yeah. And that's
true.
not possible. Then there's be another standard, another
Yeah,
like
that's
something
true.
else.
No, you're right. And what'd you do when you were younger?
Like school-wise?
School-wise? So you didn't go to school? So
I
you,
went to school. I went to university for a year and a half. I was in like child psychology, and I honestly just wasn't
Like,
Oh,
she was
sorry.
kind of in it.
I was
Kinda.
in.
I was
child
enrolled,
psychology.
didn't show up, didn't really love it, skipped a couple
Yeah.
exams.
I wasn't loving it, and that's kind of when my social media started going up, and I was making good money with it, and I dropped out. Yeah.
How do your parents think about, like, how do they feel about that?
My mom was a little like hesitant at first, and then when she started seeing the money, she was like, okay, I'm on board. But my dad still, like, today, he's like, oh, like, when are you going back to school? But
It's so fun because again, they don't know.
because they don't understand. Yeah.
Like, wait, so you're getting paid like
Especially
$5,000 to make a TikTok?
He's
Like,
very old school, my dad, so he still doesn't really understand. But
He doesn't understand, but he's still supportive.
yeah, he's very
of
supportive.
it.
Yeah, they both are, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah.
And why do people follow you? What's your thing?
I started off with
She has big boobs.
mostly, yeah. So like guys follow for my big boobs.
I'm sorry, I had to.
But I started off with fashion, and actually I started off with some relationship advice too, which kind of got me like a good chunk of
Were
followers.
you in a relationship at the time?
No, I wasn't in a relationship.
You were freshly out of one.
Oh, freshly out of one. And then I did fashion, and yeah, I do like styling for like certain body types.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's my main ones. I like fashion the most.
Now you do
Now I
like
I
lifestyle.
pretty much
like,
do lifestyle and fashion.
Lifestyle's fun because you can literally do anything.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
That's
I enjoy it.
I'm when everyone says what content you make, I do lifestyle. My
Yeah.
dating ones are the ones that get me my followers, but that's like I'm a lifestyle creator.
Yeah,
Lifestyle. I can work with any brand
yeah.
as long as the budgets are big, obviously. Danny's like, oh, wow, like you're a creator, man. Shut up.
That's fine.
Danny, what I was gonna say earlier is I told Danny, it's like, Danny, you should start doing episodes alone, like solo episodes, and talk about the things you love doing, because then, one, it's fun to help you build your personal brand, and like it's also helps you because doing episodes alone is fucking. It can be nerve wracking.
Yeah. I don't know if I
I couldn't do it
alone.
I couldn't do it. Have to
I
be
don't
someone like
know.
I'm really comfortable with.
Yeah,
Cause
I feel like you three could have a killer episode together.
I think we could.
yeah.
like you know,
You should come on our pod.
maybe
Our pod,
maybe
yeah.
what we'll do
We'll
is
do
we'll
girls.
we'll
So
get some
you're-
like we'll make
Twist
some.
my arm.
We're just inviting her.
Well, let's get rid of Ricky. Bye. Leave.
No, but the
This
thing is,
episode will be for the girls.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it, right? You guys can do them and just make it fun and just things that girls care about. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what girls care about, makeup and,
Girls can care about the same thing as guys,
yeah.
but I mean a lot of them don't necessarily.
or guys can like the same thing as girls like.
Well, how many men really love reality TV?
Some.
Some, you're right. Some, what?
yeah.
10%, 20%,
Okay, but doesn't matter. What percentage of girls like sports?
20%.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Probably
saying.
more.
Maybe
Yeah.
30.
I'm not getting into this.
But you know what I mean? Like makeup. How many men care about makeup? 10%, 15%.
yeah, but there's still those people.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you could do something that you care about more. That like you don't have to think about what I care about.
Yeah.
Right? On this podcast, we're together. We're a team. We have to talk about things that we care about. Where if I'm not here, you can talk about whatever you want. Whatever, like, you can get into all the...
If I really wanted to talk about something right now, like, you know me, I haven't stopped before. Once, okay, so we had an episode the other week, and I had just watched Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh my god,
So
so,
funny.
good.
Okay?
So good. I've
so
rewatched it now,
Daddy
like maybe
tells
I
us.
2 or
just
3
watched it. My
times.
sister was obsessed, and she's like, hey, you have to
so
watch it.
good.
So literally for a full week straight, when I was like done work, done doing school, she'd come to my room, we'd watch an episode. I became obsessed. This musician comes on, he's like, yeah, like I don't really like musicals, and like I don't really know if I want to act. I want to focus on music. And I'm like, oh my God, has anyone watched this? And he's like, no. Ricky's like, no. I continue to like fully just be like, holy shit, like this is such a good show. You need to. It's about like, it's about
For 5 minutes.
but it's non-musicians.
Yeah,
But they have a full
they're not.
album. And my whole thing was that I just didn't tie it in properly because I got distracted. But it was that it wasn't like a musical.
Yeah, it's not a musical.
And it was like
It's really
actual
cool.
talent.
Yeah.
I
And
was...
they learned to sing for those roles. Yeah.
So after the episode, I'm like, we very rarely critique each other about this because again, we do this for fun.
Yeah.
This isn't like we're not getting graded on this. It's not like, oh, if we have a good episode, we made money. If we didn't have a good episode, we don't make money. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's this loses money every month. It does. And so we're in the car after, and I was like, by the way, like, what was that about? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
to me, it made
you
so
asked
much
him
sense.
a question. He said no. So it's like, did you watch the Raptor game last night? No. Well, let me tell you exactly what happened in the game. And then I'm listening. I'm like, I'm going to give her a chance to tie this in together? Because maybe there is a time,
Yeah.
right? Maybe there is a.
Do you not see my point though?
Yeah.
It's because
I
he
see
said
your
he didn't
point.
want to do
'Cause
musicals.
You're saying it's not
but
a
it wasn't a musical.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
actually like, I appreciated almost like their talent, and I actually listened to the album now, but they also did acting.
Yeah.
But if you were like,
And it was sick.
hey, would you want to do something like this? Here's what it's like, and tie it back into him. Instead, you just talked about
I
it
got distracted
for
because it
5
was
minutes.
so good.
And then at the end, I kind of looked at her. I was like, okay, so pivoting. What was your tour like?
So like that often.
We very rarely have a hard pivot. Like a hard
was a
pivot.
hard
That was a
pivot.
hard pivot.
But I just didn't understand how you didn't get it, and like I still don't get it, so it's fine.
What do you, let me.
like,
This is a
still
good
right.
one for you guys. When you get stuck,
Yeah.
or look, you see like the conversation's kind of coming to an end. What do you guys do? Like, do you have like preset questions that you fall back to?
For
No, but
when we
that'd be
have
smart.
guests, we usually
We'll like try to kind of go back and forth. So like we're kind of cheap. Like we'll still have our phones like
Yeah.
on our laps with like
Sometimes.
questions, and like if she's asking him a question like talking, and like I know
She'll, like,
like
look down.
this is gonna die down, like she's not gonna say anything else to like keep it going, then I'll like be like looking at my phone being like
Looking
like,
for the cues.
yeah, to kind of like take it in another direction. But I
Yeah.
think that is like a hard part.
I feel like
we're still learning with
we
that.
have set
yeah.
questions just for artists though. I don't think
No.
we have set questions for other people.
Well, we always have generic questions that we
Yeah,
can like.
that you ask
Again,
everyone.
a lot of this podcast, almost every single episode talks about travel. At some point, we talk about travel. Like even this little episode,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about travel, but you mentioned you went to 26 countries. If we got stuck, I would go into that. Like
Yeah,
if the convo wasn't
Yeah.
flowing, I'd be like, which country was your favorite of the 26? We have musicians. We always got our standard musician questions we always
Yeah.
ask. But even the non-musicians, we can always tie back like arts and entertainment
Right.
like into the conversation. It's super easy.
Especially like concerts and things.
Yeah, it's always super easy to do. So we've got about maybe 10 questions that like we have generic ones. But do you guys have social cues you give each other? Like, do you have cues
No.
whose turn to talk?
No.
So one thing,
I don't think
do
we've
that.
like filmed enough to like
Yeah,
kinda
we're still
get there.
learning because sometimes when we're talking, we'll cut each other off a lot.
Yeah,
We'll
we
be
talk
like,
over.
I'm like, okay, this.
we still do it.
We
Yeah.
still, it's hard not to
Yeah.
sometimes, and when you are both excited.
Yeah.
And I feel like a
Or-
lot of the time too, it depends how you're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have the thought in your head, and then like she's talking, I'm like, I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
don't say it now.
Well, what we do, and you guys can do whatever you want, but the mics, I don't know if yours are stationary or handheld, but
They're
stationary.
and like, oh, you're stationary.
stationary.
Because the one thing you can do is lean in and lean out. So like I know when one of us wants to talk, you can look. If the mic's up, that means they kind of have something to
It's
say.
always up.
No, well, first off, your mic's actually always like this. And I was like, Danny, please, like, you know our mics suck. Lean it into your mouth. Like, and I'd be like, so, like, guys, like, tell me what you think. I'm like, you see it's not picking up on the fucking thing. You can see it.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, now you're doing it because I told you like a couple weeks ago.
But there was one episode we had, and this again, it was a double recording day too, and we did it on site somewhere at Velvet Underground. And we sit there, and like I had to like run back 3 times. We kept forgetting chords. We were hungover. Like
Not
it was-
we.
Not
Did you not
we.
go?
This stuff was your job that day.
No. You said you. It's both of our jobs, regardless.
That was her job.
Anyways, we had an episode. He's like, yeah, everything's in the bag. I get there. One of the chords is missing. Come back. Oh, another chord's missing. I'm drenched. It's literally down the street. We had just gotten in the studio too. Like we had moved in the day before. I'm hungover. I'm like disaster, whatever. So I start running back and forth. I get there. I'm out of breath. I like put on our laptop and our mics weren't working. I was like, just give
Not
me
registering.
it wasn't registering to the laptop.
Oh shoot.
I was like, I looked at him. I was like, just give me a fucking second. Like, I need to figure this out. So he's like, okay. He stood back, whatever. Then he goes, sets up all the mics, puts himself right here, the guest on this side, and turns his back to me the whole episode. So I just like literally was awkward, uncomfortable. My feet are kind of dangling, kind of not. I'm sitting there and I'm like, can I just go home now? Like, what's the point of me being here? Like, I can't even speak. And it was the one day we couldn't do any type of cues or anything like that.
Yeah, that one was tough.
And it would have been, he was so nice. But Ricky also had a crush on the guy, so.
He was a handsome dude. No, but also when you're like having trouble setting up and you're fucking up or you're forgetting something, you don't want them to know that. Like except when we're in here, like we shoot the shit for 10 minutes just to feel each other out.
Yeah.
Like, to get the vibes going because we know our podcast, the first 10 to 20 minutes, you feel each other out. So like the second half of our pods are always better than the first.
Yeah.
So what we try and do now is sit down, like let's feel each other out. Let's get to know one another. Let's just become friends. So that the first 10 minutes isn't us becoming friends. So we're there and I'm talking. We had it was like 30-minute window. So Danny's running back and forth. I'm like, how the fuck do I even stall this to make it look like we didn't forget our fucking shit and we've done this 250 times? So she's running back and forth. So we're already late now. So I'm like just like trying to stall with the guy. Yeah, we're just we're getting ready. It's a different setup. I'm trying to figure out playing with the lighting and shit. I'm doing anything I can to make this guy not realize that we're forgetting shit. And then Danny comes back and Danny's frazzled. Like just you can see it in her face. And I can be a dick sometimes. Like especially on shit that is supposed to go smooth. Like there's always shit that won't go right.
Yeah.
But the shit that's supposed to go smooth, I'll be a dick. I'm like, Danny, what the fuck? I told you to check the bag. That was your job.
Your job was a laptop charger, so whatever.
Yeah.
One cord was me, the laptop was you.
So fast forward, she comes in, she looks, she's like, don't even say it. I need 10 minutes. 10 minutes, don't talk to me. I was like, oh fuck. So here I'm talking to the manager. I was like, yeah, so like, how's your tour going? Like, what are you guys up to? Like, oh, you're the tour manager and you play in the band? That's so cool. How long have you been playing music? I'm like interviewing this fucking manager just so he doesn't realize that we forgot all this shit. And the way we were sitting that day, sometimes you just can't get comfy.
Yeah.
So I accidentally, and I didn't know I was doing this, I basically fully blocked out Danny. Like this
I don't think
episode.
I talked once.
Have you ever had an episode where one of you feel like you just didn't do your job?
Yeah. I feel like sometimes I'll like be quiet during episodes.
Yeah, sometimes like
And
I'm
wait
like
for
I think I'm kind of giving her the cue. I'm like looking at her like, bro, help me out. Like say something.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm queuing up here. You know what I'm teeing up here.
And I'm
right?
just like, I don't know what the fuck to say. So
Okay, so for some reason, all our fucked up ones all happen at Velvet Underground. Because this one episode, we get in, and I'm just like not having it that day either.
And we did our best to prep. Like we didn't have the studio at the time, so like we were used
Like
to.
we were actually organized.
Yeah, we were used to doing shit on site, right? Like we were recording at my condo, but also at like Universal's office. We were recording at Dear Lady Parlor, like
Bud Stage.
Like we've done a whole bunch remote, and we had it very figured out at this point. Like, hey, everything goes in that bag. Like,
And like I had my roles when we got there, he had his roles.
yeah, your
Like, I did
job's
the
computer,
laptop
mine's
and
to set up
stuff,
the
he did
lights,
the lights.
and there's even little things like how we wrap the cords. Like
Yeah.
we had it down to T so they don't get knotted and there's not like 20 million knots.
yeah.
So we get to this. They put us downstairs in the basement. We brought an extension cord. We can't we can't turn on the lights because the extension cord doesn't even reach the closest outlet. Like that's how wild this was.
Like we're in like in the basement, it's like
It's
grimy
dark,
and
the couch
dirty.
is gross. Like, you know, when you see a club in the middle in the daytime, you're like, this club does not look like what it's supposed to look like. At
when
night.
I'm drunk.
Yeah. No, like I was like, holy shit, we should be drunk right now. But it's like 4:30 in the afternoon
on a Tuesday or something.
Like on a random day, and it was like hot outside, and I like showed up in like a sweater and biker shorts, like just already sweating and ruining my life.
So we sit down, and
You were late
again,
that day too.
I was late, and some days you're just flustered. Like I was stuck in traffic. Danny's having a day, and it's your job as a podcast host to put everything aside and show up and direct the conversation, conduct the conversation. That's our job as podcast hosts. We're about 20 minutes into this 30-minute episode, and I look at Danny, and she just stares at me, and I'm like, okay.
And I didn't even ask her like our basic questions. Like at the beginning too, when I wasn't comfortable, I would be the one to like even like pipe up and be like, okay, like what's your like dream
Generic
music,
question one.
like dream music venue? What's your dream this? Whatever. And then Ricky looks at me. He's like, okay, like go.
Literally, the conversation would go, and at that time I was in the middle too, so I'd lean back, because she sat forward, Danny's kind of sitting forward, and I'm like leaning in to get Danny going in the conversation, and at one point, it goes quiet, and I just look at her, and she just looks at me, and I was just like, "Are you gonna say something today?" Like, she's like, "Yeah, well, what's your favorite venue?" It's like we kind of talked about this already, like, fuck.
Yeah, that's me
okay
sometimes.
sometimes. It happens, and you just pick it back up the next episode.
Yeah.
And that's why it's nice to have co-hosts, because some days you're just not
Yeah.
you're just not it.
Yeah.
And there's
yeah.
and there's days where I'm not it and Danny kills it. And then there's days where Danny's just not it and I kill it. So it works. And there's some days where we both kill it. And there's some days where we both do not kill it.
Yeah.
But you win more than you lose. That's the goal.
Yeah.
We're kind of Oh, we're definitely near.
No, we're at that point.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
What's next? Like, what do you guys? Do you have anything like fun planned for like the rest of the year? Anything for the podcast?
Toronto
Life.
Summers, hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toronto summer for sure. I don't.
Nothing like
Nothing set yet.
Well, I guess you guys like just started this thing too, so it's like I guess like just even like just getting it off the ground for the both of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've only released our 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's crazy.
We love that.
yeah.
If there's any guests we've had that you guys might want, let us know. Like, we're happy to like
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Help
make the
out, like,
connection.
Yeah.
99%, 95%.
Do you guys reach out to all your guests?
The
Yeah,
two that we
reached
had
out,
on,
yeah.
yes. Like the team is kind of gonna start helping us out because I think we want to like obviously aim to do only guest
guests,
episodes in
yeah.
the future. But that's been a little bit
Hard,
tricky.
yeah.
Yeah, just like timing
Finding,
wise
yeah.
It's
too.
like really hard to do it, and like you really have to commit to, like again, like they're the talent almost. You want to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even though it's like your podcast, like you are welcoming them onto.
Yeah.
There's something out of it for them, but I think that's the most time consuming. But then there's other days that like there's just like guests reaching out, and we have like a month booked for like 3 months. Like we're like, okay, this is
Wow.
insane.
That's
and then there's
insane.
times like right now where we're like kind of out of like a. We would have to put in the effort.
You know, it gets tricky because while the guests are always the feature of the episode, you two and like me and Daniel will always be the main focus of the podcast because the way I describe it is like the guest should talk 60% of the time and then we do like 20-20 or it should be like 50-25-25 kind of thing because it's still our podcast. We still want people to get to know us and who we are and what we're about. And sometimes when you have guests that like talk a lot, like we've had episodes where we don't even fucking talk, where they're just guiding, like leading questions, and people just run with answers.
Oh.
So we started doing episodes once a week, or once a month, where we just do me and her, and we just catch up on life.
Yeah.
It's like after a big
Yeah,
vacation, and we try and do it either the beginning of the month or the end of the month. Because then the people who listen because of you two, because of us,
Get to know
they
you
still get
more.
to see
Yeah.
that. So like it's tricky to find where like we started doing at the beginning we were doing longer intros. We would do a 10-minute intro where we would talk about us, what happened that week, what's going on in our lives, and then introduce the guest. and
I've
then-
seen people do
Yeah,
that
I've seen
before.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just about finding what works for you. You're gonna
Yeah.
play around with it.
Yeah, we still got lots of learning to do.
It's fun though. Like
Yeah.
I remember
We
when
enjoy
we
it.
started. So we started like in like 2020. Our goal is to do one episode a week for 52 weeks of the year. And the first goal was just 52. So we hang out once a week and we make sure that we make time for each other once a week
Right.
because we were best friends, best pals, and that was the goal. Obviously, you know, goals change, and
Yeah.
you know, we eventually ended up getting a studio. We ended up having some like pretty cool fucking people on, and then my goal wasn't so much that we make sure that we hang out. It's like my goal is that I want to meet cool people too, while also
Right.
hanging out with my best friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I said that. That was kind of completely off topic, but yeah. Anyways,
Pivoting.
yeah. I know, girls. This was fun.
It was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
us.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
the
you guys are
invite.
welcome back anytime you want. We
Come hang out.
We're gonna be doing a studio warming party, so we'll make sure you guys invite you guys.
Yeah.
And now that we've met, I'm sure we'll all see each other out and about.
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
often than
absolutely.
not.
You'll see Ricky at Paris, Texas if you go.
Oh, that's our favorite place.
Yeah. We're.
I know a little
Place.
bit too much.
Yeah, we.
It's like this is exactly
Yeah,
like what we
I'm-
talked about
I'm
last
a decade
time.
older than both of you, at least. But yes, I'm a little too old to be going there, but it's just fun, right? Like
It
my
is
friends-
fun.
So you
my
like
friends
country
all-
And the
music then?
So it's nice because it's sing along country or like house country.
Yeah.
Like pop music.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Like
You
you
know
go
the
there
music.
and you
Yeah.
hear.
I don't like going to clubs where I don't know. Like I can't sing the songs. 'Cause then it's
Like I know I'm gonna hear Taylor Swift, Romeo Juliet song. What's it called?
Oh, Love Story.
Love Story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear that song every time I go.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna hear Beyonce's whatever. I'm gonna hear
The St.
Dasha's.
Texas.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear the Dasha song.
You know what? Anything you listen to nowadays, like everything that's coming out is country.
Yeah, a lot
It's like
of it.
they open that spot at the perfect friggin' time. And like to have a place like Paris, Texas versus holy shit, we literally talk about this place every single episode now. But
It's just Toronto.
New
I know,
topic.
but-
We talk about Toronto a lot because again, that's home. That's
No,
where
but
we are. Like,
they are compared to like Rock and Horse. Like you'd obviously want to go. It's like more elevated, upscale
Yeah.
King Street, which is just exactly I think what the city needed.
yeah, but at the same time, some people can't afford Paris, Texas. You know, drinks are $15 a piece or $12 a piece. Whereas
Yeah, but
Rock
it's
and Horse is like 9 or
no
8.
cover, is there?
Paris, Texas, there's no cover. Is there a cover at Rock and Horse? I don't know. I've never been.
I've
Ooh,
never-
actually,
I've never
before we end
been.
off, what is your favorite event in Toronto every year? You guys are both Toronto girlies.
A favorite event?
Or like party that you've gone to?
Every year, like
Every year?
when
I
I
don't
say
Let's say
like
in the last year, in the last 12 months.
Like Ricky's getting at like, oh, he loves St. Patty's or like.
Yeah. Or like après ski at the porch. I love.
Honestly, I don't know if we've like
I don't like we haven't been to like
experienced.
yeah. Like when I say like
So you guys are fresh.
like this
We're
is fresh,
fresh,
yeah.
yeah.
I love this for you guys.
Like,
Oh my god, this summer's gonna be so fun for you guys. I'm like so excited for you. I want to like have like a recap of this and like let's do this again in September after the first summer in the city.
After the first summer.
Yeah.
I'll be behind the camera.
Paris,
I'll be-
Texas, the patio there. So much fun.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah. I think we'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Well, girls, we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, this was a lot of fun. If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing, where can they go? How can they find you?
The pod is Girls Next Door.
Girls Next Door.
Great handle too. And
Sorry?
personally,
Oh,
Melina
You can go
G.
first.
Mancini.
and Monika Mancini with 2 Ks.
love that you spelled that out because most people won't get that. Yeah. Other than that, guys, thanks. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And if you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. Give the girls a follow. Listen to their podcast. Support them. If you guys want to hear them talk about certain things, slide in their handles, DMs, whatever, or answer the polls you guys do.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Cheers.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. And I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone with no one thing.